Once you touch, yeah, we're locked in. I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too, yeah, we're doing this thing.
Hello and welcome to episode 28 of One Game at a Time. I'm your host, Seb O'Neill, joined my other three co-hosts. We'll start off with David Grant. David, what the hell are you doing?
I was just getting ready. Isn't that what we normally do? I was just getting ready.
Fair enough. Cool. Also joined by Mark Talbot. As always, Mark, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. How is everyone?
Very, very well. Alessia asked you the same question. How are you?
Yeah, very good, Seb.
Very, very, very well. Well, as always, we'll start with our picks of the week. We've got a big show already. Who wants to go first?
You normally tell us.
Cool.
Seb.
Okay. Cool. Mark,
I'll go first.
Okay, David, you're going to go first.
I'll go first. Big week for me. I first of all, before we move on to that, I had my mother's 90th birthday. So my mum was born 90 years ago, 1934 in Murray Bridge, South Australia. She migrated to Scotland where she had me and my brother, and then she migrated back. So it was my mum's 90th birthday at the weekend. So I kind of missed a lot of the football this weekend. But my pick for the week this week is the WSL WNPL playoff. So the runner-up in the WSL, Modbury Vista, will be playing Adelaide Uni, the second bottom side in the WNPL. That's this weekend. Unfortunately, the games had a clash a little bit. There's a bit of a clash with one of the other women's elimination games, but it's at Service FM. It's this weekend, and for me, it's the biggest game of the weekend. It is a final. It's the only senior final that we have this weekend. So for me, that's the match of the round. But unfortunately, it's not being broadcast, much to my disappointment, and I think a few others. I think we were kind of hoping that it would be shown and that we could see it. But the powers that be have decided that that's not to happen, and so it's not on the telly. So you have to get yourself along to Service FM this weekend. I can't remember the kickoff time. I think it might be noon. 12:30.
Just past noon.
So that's my pick for the week. The WSL playoff. It's effectively the second tier cup final, if you like, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah. Mark, we'll go on to you next. What do you have for us?
My pick was, sorry, I had to think about that then. My pick was, was the announcement today that Michael Matriciani is now the head coach for the Women's A-League side at Melbourne City, which I love the way you've spelt that, Seb. That looks fantastic. Melbourne City.
Oh, no.
But no, on a great step for Matrich. He's done a lot of work here in SA. So great news for him going to a tough gig. He's following in some pretty big footsteps in Dario Vidicic, who did, I think, get them the title last year and has now moved on to Brighton and Hove Albion in the WSL over in the UK. So he's got some big shoes to fill, but this is his passion. This is a lifelong ambition for him to be a full-time coach at the highest possible level he can get to. So congrats, Matriciani. I hope it all goes well. And yeah, it's great to see that clubs are looking at local leagues for coaching. So it is a fantastic step for not only Michael, but for the clubs looking at locals, and that it shows that we're producing good coaches here. We've got the ability to get those coaches then into the A-Leagues, basically.
He's got a big task as well. He's starting with their inaugural fixture in the AFC Women's Champions League as well. So they'll be traveling over to Thailand soon. So very, very interesting intercontinental football ahead for City and Michael Matriciani. I'll go next. We had some South Aussies meet abroad. Two of our favourites here, Awal Mabil and Nestor Irankunda. Bayern Munich played a friendly against Grasshoppers overnight, in which Nestor Irankunda came on for Serge Gnabry in the end for about 40 minutes. Seeing both of these guys getting to play against each other, it's sort of like, I guess, the past and the present, especially when Mabil was coming through at Adelaide United. And now we have Nestor now at Bayern Munich. It's a very, very nice thing to see, and hope for both of their seasons go very, very well, and we'll both see them in the Socceroos, hopefully in Adelaide. in the not too distant future. Alessio, on to you. What do you have for us?
Yeah, so obviously a few of us saw this morning that Chesterfield won on penalties. Was it in the cup? I think it was
the Bristol Street Motors Trophy.
Yeah, I think that is that. I thought that was maybe the Carabao Cup Football League trophy. It says
that's only League One, League Two, and then the under-21 side of Prem teams.
Yeah.
Sure.
So obviously I'm pretty sure it's because those games go from normal time straight to penalties to get a result. So obviously the youngster Ashton Ronaldo, who's from Adelaide, former Comets player, former Adelaide United youth team player as well, provided a couple of saves. I think this one was one of the ones that highlighted it against obviously Manchester City under 21s, where you see a lot of the players coming through that move in different clubs now in the Premier League. But yeah, very imposing figure in between the sticks. And I just wanted to show as well, after you go for those ones, that I actually faced Ashton Ronaldo 4 years ago in a penalty shootout. Or not a penalty shootout, but from a penalty in Intercop. Fortunately, that day I tucked one past him. He got a big touch to it, but I don't know if you see the start of that video as well. I put it to the bottom right, and I did what some of those Manchester City players couldn't do. What this video doesn't show you, which I had in other videos, is he actually saved my first penalty and had to be retaken because he stepped off his line. So I didn't send you that video. I sent you this one. But yeah, in the retake, I put it in the other corner and scored that game. But yeah, he obviously played for St. Ignatius for the school team, and he was quite successful there. They won the Intercol that year anyway. And for a couple of years preceding, when he was playing, I think he was only probably 15 or 16, maybe when that game was played, because it was 2020. But yeah, good things to see. Another Aussie in England doing well, and I guess this trophy and these cup competitions, they have so many of them there, is a big platform for them to step onto bigger things, and doing in front of a team like Manchester City is no mean feat. So
I'm starting to wonder if that pick was more about Ashton or more about you, Alessio, the more we spoke about it.
I only thought about it.
That's why he picked it.
After.
That's why he picked
it. And then I was like, oh, it fits perfectly. It was penalties and penalties. So I was like, oh, that fits perfect.
As always, we'll start by going through the results of the past week, starting with the State League 2 finals. It was Adelaide Uni 2-1 over Eastern United and Modbury Vista 4-1 over Northern Demons. Of course, a lot less games this week, so we have a bit more time to kill. But we'll start with the Adelaide Uni and Eastern United game. Probably what was expected, I'd imagine.
We all picked it, I think. I think we all picked Uni to win, if I'm not mistaken.
I picked Demons on penalties. I picked Demons on penalties, but yeah, Mark definitely knows a lot about this one because he picked the exact scoreline. So,
it was just luck, mate. Expert. That's for sure. Just luck, that's for sure. Look, quite an interesting game. All in the first half, 9 and 21 minutes, and then Eastern United equalised in the 27th. I did catch the back end of the game for my game on the Saturday, as we see here, thanks to Eastern United. Good finish there. That looks like Peter Mercure, he's been, when he's played, he's been pivotal for them this year. So late in the game, though, and they're going to have to serve this next year, Binyangi and Gabriel Marquez both got sent away. They both got picked up red cards. So I think that challenge was a high boot as well. I did see the video footage of it, and I reckon, to be honest, Gabriel Marquez has probably been sent off because of arguing that decision. Good finish there from the spot, obviously, and then Eastern got back into it. It didn't take them too long to get back into it. 2-1. Marquez scoring in the 27th minute, but Uni did enough to hold out, and they take their step into the next round.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the end of it as well, Mark. Obviously, this is the goal. Very fortunate that it came back to him. But Backage has been a brilliant signing for Eastern United. Second half of this season, he's probably scored the most goals for them. Been a ripper player for them, especially up front in all their games, even their They lost last week to Gawler Eagles. I mean, he got on the score sheet again, scored 2 against us, I remember, and maybe a couple in between that as well. But I watched the end of it as well, and even with 10 men, Eastern were probably a bit unfortunate not to get an equaliser. At the end there, they pushed up Franz Pietri from the centre defence, and he was getting a few shots on target, a few push behind the post from the keeper. So I think you've got to put all plaudits to Jaden Sprout, who kept them the lead and into the next round. But there were some big chances. Diego Ramos again against his former team had a few as well. So even you saw the faces of the uni players after the game, they were on their hands and knees as well. There wasn't any running onto the pitch celebrating, stuff like that. And even talking to Raf Racina after, he said, yeah, we need to be better. That was quite a poor day from us. And we've got to hold on to leads better and probably extend them as well when you got the advantage. But otherwise, yeah, another day, another win for Adelaide Uni, and they're going to keep marching on the final series and hopefully have one to remember, September.
Other game, Modbury Vista and Northern Demons. Who would like to take the reins on that one?
I'd say a little bit of it. I mean, I didn't get to watch it. I was waiting to see if Connie, our other commentator, would give me any of the VO. But from what I did see, I mean, it was a weekend of first half hat-tricks. Cooper Wegner, who finished the season as the second top scorer in the State League 2. And I mean, a lot of people would have had a lot of expectations after the positive seasons he had with Modbury Jets. So to finish it off, I think he finished on 16 goals in the league, and then straight away a hat-trick in the final series for a winger as well, not an out-and-out striker. It's fantastic to see, and that probably I didn't see what the goals were like, but that's obviously put a big comeback for Northern Demons to get back into the game. Probably was helped as well by a last-man keeper taking out the player for Modbury Vista, which obviously led them to have to sub on their reserve keeper. Demons got one back into it as well, and Benjamin Trotter, who I think might have been one of the top scorers in State League 2 last year, he obviously got the sealer to make it 4-1. But all in all, a pretty decent performance, I think, from Demons to make it this far into the final series. Obviously, they're quite a talented squad this year, and it's unfortunate they've gone out this early. But Modbury Vista, I'm sure we all know as well, they've just been a team in the State League that is State League Women's, State League Men's. They've just been a team that's in and around the mark every year. So it's good to see them back on track to look for a place as well. And I think that leaves it to, I think, all the top 4 teams are still in the finals for the State League 2. So it goes to show that top 4 pack, which we talked about most of this season, that was so far away from the rest of them, they're continuing on their fine form. And it makes sense on paper why they're the last 4 that are standing.
Is that all for State League 2? Anything else that anyone wants to add before we move on?
No, he's covered it pretty well for my liking.
Easy enough. We'll move on to the final round of the WSL. Elizabeth Grove 12-2 over Fulham United. Modbury Jets losing 4-2 to Adelaide Jaguars. Campbelltown finishing off an unbeaten season with a 3-0 win against Cove FC. Modbury Vista 6-1 over South Adelaide. Croydon FC losing 13-0 to Western Strikers. We sort of said last week there wasn't too much to really talk about in this point with the WSL, but I suppose the main talking points are Vista now having that playoff game, which we'll talk about later, and Campbelltown going entire season unbeaten.
I think it was pretty much as we
put together a great side, didn't they?
Sorry,
David.
Yeah,
Campbelltown put a great side together, so it worked for them. And 18 from 18, what more could you ask for?
Yeah, it just played out the way I think we're all expecting, and like we mentioned last week, and you've just mentioned there, Seb, that there's not a lot of talking points really. Everything had already been sort of concluded by maybe 2 weeks ago or thereabouts. So yeah, Campbelltown undefeated, and Modbury Vista have clinched that second spot, which gives them the chance of a WNPL game position if they can get past Adelaide Uni next week.
Just on the WSL though, looking at you look at the results and the final league position this year, and if you look at Modbury Vista, Elizabeth Grove, so Vista if they don't get lucky or don't win their playoff spot, you still look at the Grove, Jaguars, Modbury Vista, Modbury Jets. It's all quite close. So if those 3 teams next year can keep those players and strengthen in some areas, that league is going to be very tight next year. I think Campbelltown were a bit of an exception this year with some of the signings they had. But I think it's going to be a very close, very close season next year with those three, plus obviously whoever comes down, which will be Sturt, who will be wanting to go straight back up as well. So I think WSL is going to be quite an interesting season next year.
I have to say I didn't get to any WSL games this year. I went to plenty of WNPL, but no WSL. So I'm not sure what the standard's like. And I raised that because I wonder how Sturt will go, They were competitive in many of their games in WNPL.
Yeah.
I just don't know how they'll fare because I was, excuse my ignorance, but I just didn't get to any WSL this year. And so I haven't. It'd be interesting to see how Sturt go, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, I don't think I went to. I fortunately caught on a few of them that were obviously before or after our game. I think I remember Mobby Vista versus Elizabeth Grove at Vista. I saw a Cove versus Campbelltown at Cove. I'm trying to think if I saw any other ones, but there's obviously a few that are following our games, etc. And that was obviously good to see. I mean, the Campbelltown one, especially versus Cove, that was, I think we only stayed for probably the first half of it in the end, but it was just domination all over the park. And the Vista one as well. I mean, as you guys said, they've been a team in and around the mark for many years, so they're really trying to push for that final NPLW promotion, finishing second the last couple of years. So hopefully they can do it this year, and it might be at the expense of Adelaide Uni, but as we saw, I think it was last year, it was the same fixture between those two, and it was 8-0 to Adelaide Uni. So it's going to be interesting to see how close it can be this year, especially with the missing of Tanae Morris as well, still with the under-20 women's team as well. So.
Can I just say, Seb, there was a big win for FC Summit in the Women's Community Division 2 at the weekend. That's the other competition to keep a close eye on. I might have a daughter.
What was the score?
I might have a daughter playing in that competition. It was a 6-1 win. So FC Summit sitting third. They were playing Croydon Cougars, who were sixth. I don't think it's changed anything in terms of their positions, but FC Summit on course to finish third. Top two teams go up from that Division 2 up to Division 1.
Can they go any higher?
They can go up to, they could probably get into the WSL, but I think you have to nominate, don't you? I don't think there's promotion to the WSL. I think you nominate, don't you? No, what?
Yeah, and I think it's the same as the men's, how that happens as well with the amateur teams. They can get to the top division and you just stay in it until you ask to be, get a license, etc.
I think we should open that the other way. I think we should open that trap door. Open the trap door. Open the trap door. Yeah, so
at the summit.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. So yeah, of course, we wanted to cover the women's community competition as well, and there we go. FC Summit 6-1 winners, chasing Bosa and East Adelaide, who are clear leaders. Actually, East Adelaide, they haven't lost a game yet. They've had 2 draws. You guys know all this already. What am I talking about? On you go. Move on.
We'll go on to State League 1. Blue Eagles 4-2 over West Adelaide, and Cumberland losing 3-2 to Salisbury very early on. We might as well start with that one, Alessio. You had a lovely time at Cumberland on the roof.
Yeah, well,
it's good to see you survive, mate.
It was a lovely viewpoint, and I thought we were going to be lucky for most of the day. I mean, the whole first half, I think it didn't rain. And it took until the second half when the game got a bit scrappy and not as fun to watch, and the rain started pouring on our backs. But otherwise, it's probably one of the best viewing points. We'll get into that later in the episode. But one of the best viewing points I've had in a state league game, and especially because Matthew Taylor provided this literally meters in front of us. A couple of these goals are just unbelievable. And he told me as well after the game. He said, "I'm happy that this game was live streamed and commentated on because all my other goals this season have been tap-ins. So now I can finally get some good goals on record." So I'm happy for him as well. He's been a stalwart of the club for Salisbury United. I also checked his stats recently as well. He's 2 goals shy of 50 goals for the club, one club man as well, in only 119 games as well. And quite a few of those games, from what I've been told, have been played at centre-back and right full-back as well.
Yeah, I was going to say most of those would be from centre-back and full-back.
Well, probably not most of them because he's got about 20 this year. But
but before this year, well, even halfway through this year, he was still playing as a fullback.
Yeah, and he played probably near the end of the half in the second half as a fullback as well. You'll see in his third clip, maybe he needs a bit of a remembrance and how to do some of the defending. I think it went over his head and they got the cross in. But, I mean, fair play to him. When you're that confident in front of goals, you might forget a couple of things on the defensive end. But either way, it's a memorable win for Salisbury. Matt Gaston was telling us as well that the squad's a bit thin this week. Bevington did his ankle during the week, so he couldn't do much training. And I think he got through about 60 minutes or so in this one. But if you just look at the two benches, I think that's what made the difference for them. If you look at the Salisbury United bench, you have players like Mark Euro, Strain, Josh Kay, who was a massive contributor in State League 2 last year. Mitch Cole as well, who has been a big contributor for Salisbury United over the years as well. So I think their squad is just packed at the moment. And they're missing, obviously, a couple of players as well, Jackson Bullen, etc. But I just really like the way they play. The intensity as well. Surprised Daniel Costello, my co-commentator as well, the way they play. He said that he didn't get to see many Salisbury games this year, obviously, besides the one they played against Sturt. But yeah, it was just a fantastic day for them, and it's going to be a fantastic next 2 weekends for them to see if they can create history for the club. And I think, yeah, they're going to have a big crowd at home as well, which is good. They had a good crowd away here as well. Unfortunately, we didn't have a notice near the end of the game that there wasn't an effects mic, I don't think, on the bottom. But if there was a few chants from the Salisbury Blues as well. So I'm sure they wanted to mention that as well. And they're going to have a big night this week at home to Bacala.
Did you find all that time in the elements made your hair go extra curly, Alessio? Because it kind of looks like it's still like that.
I don't know. If you saw from the pictures that we got, the hair was always in my face because I had to use the headphones to push it back. Otherwise, it was flying. All the wind and rain was just coming from behind in front of us. So
that's a nightmare for you.
Yeah. But no, it was good.
Yeah, Mark feels the same whenever he's doing a game down south.
I know it's a nightmare. I tell you what, can't keep this main tamed. I tell you what.
Next, Adelaide Blue Eagles versus West Adelaide. Who wants to touch on this one?
Didn't see it.
I can, because I was going to say I didn't see much. I did see a few of the goals, but I know that the man all I can say is the man that is Ricardo da Silva, 3 assists and a goal in this game. I mean, he's just a player. You don't need to talk about him as a player. We all know what to expect. He's the promotion king as well. He goes to a club, they get promoted. So he got on the score sheet, had 3 assists. Dero, Cacciavellani, and I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Bo Irachi. Alessio, you'll probably be able to point me in the right direction there. All on the score sheet. But yeah, we expected Blue Eagles to get the result they needed to go through. They were obviously sitting third. So again, that against the West Adelaide side, who have had a lot of turmoil this season, 3 different coaches, a new one announced today for next season. So hopefully that will settle the ship there at West Adelaide for them, and they can go into next season with some confidence, knowing that they got finals this year in such a turmoil season, that they might be able to step up and move on from that for next season.
Yeah, it just goes to show as well that how good that Blue Eagles are from set pieces. You see all these goals pretty much all from crosses or free kicks, corners as well. They obviously conceded one late on as well to West Adelaide, but that just goes to show the imports you got. They're really providing the difference at the moment. Obviously, you said 3 assists in the goal for Ricardo da Silva. Dante getting back on the score sheet. He's had a few weeks off as well. Probably, maybe that's a bit of annoyance from him that he lost that golden boot to Matt Taylor. But hopefully he's going to have a big final season to remember as well. And Blue Eagles, I mean, they're a team that have been pushing to get back promoted to the NPL for the first time in a long time, without the McCabe's as well, which has been their main contributor over the last probably 5-6 years to be in the NPL. They finally look like they found a bit of a formula to go this season, and they're going to have a big, tough game. 2 grass pitches as well, 2 great stadiums, 2 decent fan bases as well, Playford and Blue Eagles. So it's going to be a great 2 legs for them as well.
Very, very exciting. Looking ahead for next week, on to the WMPL and some football, I believe you have watched, David. Adelaide Uni 1-0 over Adelaide. Comet Sturt Lions having a 2-2 draw with NTC. Flinders losing 2-1 to Metro. Adelaide City with a 1-1 draw with Burkalla. And Salisbury Inter losing 5-0 to West Adelaide. David, I believe you saw Sturt versus NTC.
No, I didn't see any games. I didn't see any games at the weekend.
You're messaging me during it.
Oh, maybe I wasn't there though.
No. But like you saw it. That's what I meant.
Oh yeah, okay. Which game? Sturt
NTC.
I didn't see it, Seb.
Oh, okay. Well then I'll go to Mark. Mark, we'll start with your big one. Your big shock.
The Uni Comets game.
Yes.
I was on this game. This is my first WMPL call, actually. So it was quite exciting to be on a game that had so much riding on it. And we just saw the Belamonte scoring in the 94th and a half minute there. And it was quite interesting because the game was very, as I expected, was very scrappy at times. And Uni set up defensively from the outset. They set up with 5 players at the back and basically played for a draw. That was their game plan. Like, that's what I could see from their game plan. So they were relying on NTC doing a job over Sturt and then getting a draw. Because if Uni had the draw and Sturt lost, it wouldn't have mattered. Uni would have taken the playoff spot. But the fortunate thing for Uni was the Sturt game finished about 5 minutes before the Uni game. So Sturt finished 2-2. So Adelaide Uni then knew that they had to go for it. So they actually threw players forward. And they got obviously a very late winner, which to the detriment of Sturt cost them their spot in the WMPL with their draw to football, the NTC side. So it was, like I said, some moments of play were brilliant in that game, in the Uni game. Some of it not so good, but like I said, when you're fighting for survival, you do what you need to do to get a result, and that's how Trim has set the team out. And they got the result. I think that's the double over Comets this year as well. I think they beat them 1-0 earlier in the season. So, and now they obviously go into their playoff next week.
I know you're talking about now, Seb, but I did have the last couple of minutes on, and I was flicking between the two, and I was messaging. Sorry, I thought you meant I was completely confused there, and I apologise. I also just wanted to mention that goal down at Uni that you got to see, Mark, that was a deflection, wasn't it?
Yeah, it took a slight deflection, sent the keeper. The keeper went the wrong way. She started to go and then had to cut back and just couldn't get enough onto it. She got a hand onto it, but it just not enough to keep it out. But yeah, it definitely took a deflection.
Yeah, so she shouldn't be too hard on herself, I don't think.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I was just also going to say for Sturt Lions, I mean, this is a very similar tale of how their men's team went in the first year of they going up as well. I think they got relegated on goal difference in 2018. So I think that it's going to show more for them that if they can create a bit of a solid squad for the next few years, they're going to have a lot of success in the state leagues, as their men's team did as well. They obviously had a difficult year in their first year. They got a few imports in late that did make the difference, but in the end, the early season scores weren't enough to keep them up. But I think the women's team, if they can do some of the same, keep a strong core of that team around for a couple of years, they're going to be a team that is going to have a lot more success in the coming years. Sorry.
David, now we can talk about Sturt NTC.
All right, yes, we can. Okay, yeah, so a game that obviously at the start of play, Sturt were sitting second bottom, knowing that if they won this game, they would at least secure a playoff spot. They would avoid the automatic drop. If they drew, then they would be hoping that Adelaide University lost. And if they lost this and Uni won theirs, which is well, not quite what happened because this did end up a draw, then Uni would get themselves out of that automatic drop. So a goal early on there for Grayson Blushgate, who is a former Hills resident, played in the Hills rep sides back in her junior days. She scored in the 34th minute. And then Kaylee Wakeling has equalised in 62 minutes. And just 2 minutes after that, Florence Russell, as you see there, scored to make it 2-1. So that left it 2-1 with probably 20 minutes to go or 25 minutes to go thereabouts. So Sturt just needed to hang on to that. But they're playing against a very strong NTC side, and Piper Cosgrove is the player that popped up in the 85th minute to score that little gem. Yeah, it was a cracker, you know. It's
even the dribble before it as well.
Yeah, Yeah,
Two,
do you want to
three,
just play,
mashed
play
it.
that back again, Seb? It's worth looking again. Go on, challenge you.
Just something on that as well. Actually, while he gets it back to that position, if you watch it with the sound on, you can actually hear Frank yelling, "Stay on your feet, stay on your feet," and then you just see her dance around two defenders too.
Oh, you make me do another job now, Mark. I got to put the audio on and everything. God, all right, I'll do
No,
that
I'm
for
just
you.
saying. I listened into
No,
it,
no,
and you could
I'll do
hear,
it
you could
for
hear it. I had to have a chuckle about it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Yeah,
Just he says it twice, and both players just dive in. And tell you what, if he had hair, he'd be losing it because of that.
yeah. He would. But what a
I can
strike
say
the
that.
Piper was.
I know, Frank. So it's all good.
But
It's a
what a
outstanding strike.
Yeah, absolutely. The technique, and I mean, even a good goalkeeper would struggle. You might argue that she should have done better at that near post, but at the end of the day, that was just a phenomenal strike, great technique, and I think NTC maybe they deserved the draw in the end. But so Sturt would have finished that game knowing that they had a draw. That would have given them a 2-point buffer over Adelaide Uni, and then Adelaide Uni go and score with a minute to go, the last kick of the game, really, to get the 3 points and take them 1 point above. So what a finish to the season.
Absolutely. For me, I was over at Adelaide City between them and West Torrens Burkalla, which was a game which, well, to start the week, we thought was the only one that really had anything major riding on it, but towards the end, it turned out to be a lot more. City went up early through Grace Abbey, then West Torrens Burkalla scored this goal, which fooled me. I thought she was offside, and I think a lot of people around the ground did. But the City defence was sitting quite high up in the end on the second look. She was onside most definitely, and then scoring that equaliser, which then confirmed Burkalla's place in the finals over Adelaide City. A very interesting game. Burkalla definitely had their chances, probably a lot more than City. There were periods though where it went in between the two sides, but I would say probably it was Burkalla's to win in the end. They're happy with the draw because they've made that spot now, but they probably could have done a win. And I think City almost scored a bit too early, in my opinion. So that's all the games we saw. So we'll move on to the men's MPL finals. Modbury Jets 3-2 over Adelaide United, and Adelaide City 2-1 over Adelaide Comets. Mark, our afternoon together was spent well, wasn't it?
It was funny because I actually was listening back to parts of the show the other day, and we were talking about how we hope it doesn't rain, and effectively the whole drive for me there, it rained, and then it rained most of the first half. As we see there, finish from Liam McCabe got the ball rolling for Modbury. So I think it pretty much rained. We had some technical difficulties at the start. We eventually got there. But yeah, Liam McCabe early, and then this was the first penalty shout, which clearly wasn't a penalty. But McCabe managed to keep it and then drew the foul from O'Neill and won the penalty there. And Jesse Francesca steps up and duly dispatches it as he usually does.
Apparently, I was hearing
Cox was unlucky not to actually.
Apparently, he was taunting him during it and telling him that he knew where it was going to go. I was talking to some Adelaide United players, and they said during the week he knew Francesco goes down the middle most of the time. But yeah, obviously you can do too much about it on that occasion.
Yeah, well, that thing, he got a hand to it, but it was just in an awkward spot where he couldn't get his foot to it and couldn't get his hand to it, so it sort of got a bit of both. And then
if you look at
United score.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you look at the second penalty as well, you can see Francesca going back to him and telling him to quiet down. Got 2 against you now today, so but we'll wait for that to happen. Yeah,
exactly. So, and then obviously United they drew level 96th minute. And I'll state this: I still don't think this goal should have been allowed. I still think this was a free kick. If you watch Ryan White come through, Henderson wins the ball first. He jumps into Henderson and takes him out. For me, that's a free kick all day long. So as far as I'm concerned, it should have ended at 90 and Modbury should have won 2-1. But hey, it's not our decision. So it went into extra time, and I think Adelaide United they had more possession. They probably played the better football at times, but Modbury very, very good on the counter-attack. and they made their opportunities count throughout the game, really. I think in the whole most of the game, they had the better opportunities. Still not quite sure what happened there. I think Stanisic got cramped or something like that and effectively didn't go after the ball, and it eventually led to another penalty decision there. And as much as the Adelaide United defenders argue, it's one of those things you can't give the referee a decision there. You can't allow that. So, and again, just Francesca put that one away, just as you said there. There's his 2. So he would have enjoyed that, that's for sure. But overall, it was a good game, exciting game, and probably went on an extra half an hour than it needed to.
Also, there was Adelaide Comets. Who wants to take the reign on this one? Me and Mark obviously didn't watch it due to our game going overtime. Alessio, did you manage to catch it?
Yeah, I did. I managed to catch a little bit of it. I thought it was a great game from the start. I mean, first 10, 13 minutes, a couple of goals. I'm happy as well for Lachlan Stead. Obviously, had a massive injury at the start of this year and the end of last year. So to get back into the side, I think he scored in the league not long ago as well. So to come into the final series with a goal like that for a youngster like him, coming back from a major injury, was good to see. But similarly, like a minute later, Rafael Leai, there was also great footage of this from the behind the goals as well. We saw on Twitter this week as well. But yeah, it was an excellent finish from him. And looking at all the Adelaide City socials, he's got a massive following that's boosting the club at the moment. But just seemed like a couple of similar areas, similar finishes for Adelaide City. Got it done early in the first half. I didn't watch too much of the second half, but it just seemed like they had the minerals that day. I mean, they had a great bench as well on that day, Adelaide City, to bring on and hold things out. There's a bit of afters between Buko and Aniantua throughout the game as well. They always love to get in a bit of a spicy battle. It's mostly Aniantua against Campbelltown, but I've seen that a few times against Adelaide City now as well. But yeah, otherwise it's a big occasion for Adelaide City as well. I saw on their socials as well, Buko was saying, what do you say, 4 more or 3 more, something like that, 3 more to go. So they're obviously looking for the long run, Adelaide City, to go all the way. And I think they've got the team that can do it if they can get it away early. Early goals is something we haven't had all season this year. And finally, some people are starting to fire and get the goals they want. Larry Latunjo scored a couple in the last couple of weeks as well. The Leai as well, finally getting on the score sheet a few as well. Seems like they like it at home as well. So, yeah, it's overall a big game. And I mean, that both these teams have been storied in the NPL final series for such a long time. And that goes to show how close it was as well. I think, as I read on Front Page Football article this week as well, Comets had 4 wins at the first 4 games. And then they only had 4 more for the whole rest of the season, maybe. I think it was something like that. Something about those stats that it was like that. But they've had so many draws and a fair few losses as well. So they probably would have found themselves lucky to make finals in the end, probably. And I think just that poor form that happened in the second half of the season probably led them to the position they are now. And just a big rebuild for next year. And obviously we were talking about how fair some of the ins and outs they could have this year. And obviously the imports probably were a bit more injured than they would have hoped. But otherwise, I think they got a young core that's, as we were talking about with Ronaldo at the start of the show, they got a young core that can step up for sure. So hopefully they can do that this year and even take some of their reserves from this year as well, who didn't make the finals for the first time in a while as well, which was surprising to me to see. But I'm sure they've got some youngsters in there that are ready to step up too.
Anything for anyone else to add before we move on? Anything from you, David?
No, you're quite lucky to have me today, because when I was waiting for my bus this morning, the bus beforehand pulled up. It was a school bus, and he pulled up and he opened the door, and I thought, what's he pulling up for? It's about 40 years since I would have been eligible to catch a school bus. But he pulled up and he said, I've got to let you know that your bus you're waiting for is running a little bit late because part of the back of it has fallen off. So well, an important part like a wheel, or not an important part like a number plate. I don't know. I just heard the radio broadcast. It's going to be 10 minutes late. So he carried on his way, and sure enough, 10 minutes later, my bus turned up. And I tried to glance at the rear of it to see what damage I could see, and I couldn't really see any damage at all. And I got on the bus and swiped my card, as an honest man does. And there is, in the area where the the elderly and wheelchair people sit with a bit of space was a large portion of the bumper as well as a back panel. So I was at one stage thinking I wasn't going to make it down the hill, but that's all I've got to add on the NPL games from the weekend.
Can you do the rest of the show in your Australian accent as well, please? That'd be very much appreciated.
No worries, mate.
Before we move on to fixtures as well, we have Who Am I's, David.
Oh yes, I can do them now. Do you want to do them now? Do you?
Yeah, like a little break between a little what's the word?
Intermission.
Interlude.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead. The stage is yours, David.
Fantastic. So anyone who's been listening to this before knows how I'm just terrible at all this. So I think I've got 2 right in the 4 or 5 weeks we've been doing this. So I decided this week I would maybe make a bit more of an effort and maybe try and host one. So I've got 2 to do for you. I did have 3, but I didn't get the 3rd one done in time. So I've got 2 for you, right? So you ready for the first one?
Okay. Are these to do with general Australian football or South Australian football? What's our
local stuff, South Australian stuff? That's kind of your genre, isn't it?
Yes, correct. All
so
right.
you three should be able to get these quite easily, I would imagine. Okay.
All right.
Number 1. I started out at Para Hills West, where my father had been a goalkeeper.
Okay.
Okay, I have to change my glasses.
Jordan Elsey.
No, good guess, but no. Shall I move on?
Yeah.
I'm a current FSA Leagues player, which you probably already guessed.
I didn't, but okay.
Okay. Now, 3rd one. I play other sports such as tennis and basketball, and I played volleyball for a team called Quarter Pounders because most of the members of the team work in a fast food restaurant, the Quarter Pounders. That's very clever, isn't it?
Okay. I'm interested where this is going, but all right.
Okay. So no. Okay. Still okay. I'll go on with the next one. I recently mastered the Rubik's Cube, but I sometimes get stuck when I'm doing it and need help.
How do you even come to know of any of this knowledge?
It's got to be somebody who knows very closely.
I've got no clue. What's with the hands?
That's what you do.
I know.
Okay, you ready for your next one?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I finished 71st in the world at Foot Champs, the EA video game. Still not got a clue?
Is it? Oh, no, we've really.
Okay, I'll run through it quickly before I give you the next clue, which I think is going to be a real giveaway.
It's not Jordan O'Doherty, right?
No, you're
That would've
correct.
been my
It's
guess.
not him.
That would have been my guess.
I thought we did it as well, but
Okay, I'll just run through it really quickly before I get to the next clue. So he started out at Para Hills West, where his father had been a goalkeeper. He's a current FSA Leagues player. He plays in a volleyball team called the Quarter Pounders, which is a fast food restaurant team. He recently mastered the Rubik's Cube, but sometimes gets stuck and needs help finishing it off. And he finished 71st in the world at Foot Champs. You ready for the next clue, which I think is going to be a real giveaway for you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
At the weekend, he scored a hat-trick in the State League One playoff match.
It's a Matt Taylor.
Taylor.
Well done!
Sarah Taylor's brother.
Sarah Taylor's brother.
yeah, you should have put something in about that.
He would have given it away straight away.
Yeah, you can't get it straight away.
Have you asked him for this information?
No, I got it from
Sarah.
I got it from my sibling.
Well played. I like that one.
Okay,
Thanks for your help with that, Sarah.
Your next one.
Okay, your next one. You ready?
Yes.
I played my junior football at Adelaide City.
Sarah Taylor.
No. I got more yellow cards than goals this year, and I scored 1 goal.
Alessio
Is it
Carotti.
me?
Well done!
Is that worried that Seb got that first?
Please tell me the other facts you had.
Okay, the other facts were I played 26 games this year, but I was a starter in just 13 of them. And then the next clue after that was I scored a penalty against Ashton Ronaldo.
And you could have had in there the score of the best non-goal this season.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And they took away my other goal versus Easton because something was wrong with the team sheet. So I should have had 2 goals or 3 goals even.
Does he still have more yellow cards still, David, then, if he had 2 goals?
He had 2 yellow cards and 1 goal.
Oh, so if he was equal.
Yeah.
What was the other one you didn't finish? Surely you can tell us the first bit of it.
No, I can't, because only the first bit was really just so the way you do this is you line it up with an easy statement that's kind of general but football related, and then you go off and you find all of the odd stuff. So I had the first question, so that'll be one for next week.
Okay, I look forward to it if it's in the same vein as today's.
They were quite good, weren't they?
They were. I like those.
They were very good. Okay, on to fixtures. Unless anyone else has anything else.
I have one that I
All
think I can do off just the Wikipedia page. I think should be able to.
Okay.
So, started my senior career with Adelaide City in the NSL and Adelaide United in the NSL, but not Adelaide United in the A-League.
Dan Godley.
No.
Costanzo?
I played. No. They would have played in.
Howard Jones?
Costanzo would have. No, Costanzo would have played in the A-League.
I did,
Adelaide
yeah,
United,
right.
but I played for 3 local teams in the off seasons of the NSL, and went back and forth between 2. The 2 that I went back and forth with in my career were Western Strikers and Metro Stars.
Nick Kershaw.
I played in the A-League for 2 teams and won the title with Central Coast Mariners in 2013. Or I think it's 2013.
Paul Young.
2013.
I played for Australia under 20s 9 times, scoring 2 goals. This is all in 2002.
Jim Diamond.
You're just naming random names. Are these actual people?
They're actually people. They're all 80s pop stars. Howard Jones, Nick Kershaw, Paul Young, and Jim Diamond.
Okay. When I came back to play in the local league, I played with Western Strikers and lost in the State League 1 playoff final in 2018. Or 17.
So NSL and also played State League.
What age does that put him at roughly?
Well, he played under 20s in 2002, and he played for.
So he'd be like.
But the last team he played for was in the NPL, and he also coached this team's women's side. In the WNPL.
At the moment?
No. The last team he played for in the NPL, he also coached this team's women's side.
So it'd be somewhat recently.
What else can I do? He won the 2 A-League clubs he played for, Perth Glory, Central Coast Mariners. Won the Player of the Year at Perth Glory.
Joel Porter.
Damien Murray?
It's not Pellegrino.
It is Pellegrino. Adriano Pellegrino.
Oh.
Yeah. As soon as you said Perth, I was like, hang on a sec. Had to work it out from there.
I was thinking the other one kind of could have been was probably Matriciani.
That's what my mum was going for as well.
because he played for that Western Strikers team as well against Sturt in the playoff, and he would have played in the NSL for Adelaide United maybe. So
he did. No, he
Played
played.
A-League.
He was part of the Adelaide A-League side, not the
First
NSL
one.
side.
Yeah, first squad. Very good. Thank you, Alessio, and thank you, David, for both of those. On to the upcoming fixtures for the week. As always, we'll go through each game one game at a time, starting with State League 2. Leg 1 of... I need to find it. Adelaide University versus Cove FC. For this first leg, I'm going to go with Adelaide Uni 1, Cove 2.
Being played out of Kilburn as well.
Correct.
Again, for Uni. I do like the grandstand at Kilburn. I haven't been there yet, but I do like watching the footage and you're seeing the exit sign just drift in and out. It's quite nice.
Look forward to award category best exit sign later on as well.
Yeah. I am going to go with Cove 3-2. It's only 90. We're not going into extra time, do we? Not till leg 2.
First leg. Yeah.
Not till leg 2. So Cove 3-2.
I'll go for a Cove win, and I'll say 2-1.
I'll go with a 2-2 draw.
Game 2, leg 1, Modbury Vista versus Pontian Eagles. I'm going to go for a 2-1 Pontian win. But I was tempted to go 1-1 draw.
This is away at Vista as well. So
yeah.
I'm actually going to go for Modbury Vista win. I'll go for Modbury Vista win in this one. Pontian obviously already up. And I know they weren't mean to take their foot off the gas, but Modbury Vista have got arguably get more to play for, and I think they'll get the win here, and I think it'll be 3-2 Modbury Vista.
They played each other last game of the season too, right? I think, and it was 3-2 to Pontian in that.
Yeah, I think you're right, Alessio.
Pontian Eagles won 3-2 in the second to last round, I think. Oh, last round, sorry. Yeah.
Last round, yeah. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. What are you going to go?
I'm going to go Pontian win. I'm going to go 3-2. So, Charlie, if you're listening, that's your motivation. Because he always says to me, whatever I reckon he will be. He uses it as motivation. So I'm going to go Pontians 3-2, knowing that Vista might actually get the result. But Pontians 3-2. And the reason I'm actually going for that away from home is that Vista have lost their keeper for this week. Kieran Griffiths got sent off last week, so that may have an impact. I don't know how big an impact, but it may impact Modbury Vista's setup. You just don't know. So, but I'm going to go for a Pontian. So, Charlie, sorry, mate, but and hopefully you use that for motivation.
Yeah, I'm going to go 3-0 Pontian. I was interested to see as well with a straight red if it meant he missed both legs, but I'm sure maybe you'll find that information out for us, Mark.
Sad. He's the one that's at the Fed, so.
You can ask Charlie.
Yeah, I'll just ask Charlie.
As I said, can still ask because he worked with him, so you'll see him tomorrow.
Yeah, David.
He went with 3-2 Vista.
Yeah, I've already done it. Yep.
Perfect. State League 2, Leg 1, done. WMPL WSL promotion playoff final between Modbury Vista and Adelaide University. Same fixture last year. Was a lot more blown out, but last year they did have Jenna McCormick, Hannah Holgerson, which contributed heavily as well.
What was the score?
7-0. 8-0?
Yeah, I think it was 8. I'm pretty sure.
There was something high.
It was a big scoreline. It wasn't close.
Yeah, 7 or 8.
The team from the WSL has never won the playoff.
Nah.
But Vista have been there a few times.
Yes.
Could be. I don't know how many more times before this, but it's definitely the second time in a row. They've had good form leading up.
And they were close to automatic promotion last year as well.
Yeah, I'm going to go Vista 3-2. Vista Women's 3-2.
I'm going to go Vista 2-0.
It's tricky, isn't it? Because we haven't seen Vista in the flesh. None of us have.
I've seen a little bit.
Alessio has.
A little bit, yeah, against Elizabeth Grove.
And what did you pick? You picked a Vista win.
Yeah, 3-2. I just don't think Uni has scored too many goals as of late, but maybe this is a game where it really opens up and it's like proper contest, pretty equal. History makers. First team to win the promotion. Playoff.
I'll pump for a Vista win as well then, but it's really guesswork because I just haven't seen them. I know Uni well, but I've got no idea what Vista are like. I'm sorry, but I'll plump for a Vista win. I'll go 2-1 as well if somebody already said that.
I'm going to go Uni 1-0.
Just to play devil's advocate, if it was Sturt, would you be backing Vista or Sturt in this game? If it was,
I'd be inclined to
against
back
Uni.
Sturt.
No, Sturt and Vista if it was. Mark.
Yeah, if it was Sturt and Vista in the final, would you still back Vista or would you back Sturt?
I would have
think
backed
I'd back
Sturt.
Sturt.
I'd probably back Sturt as well.
Very interesting. That's all.
Yeah.
On to the State League 1, Week 2 of finals, the first leg, Salisbury United versus West Torrens Burkalla. Who's there? Alessio, is that you? You there?
Yeah, me and Anthony Taylor, former Burkalla and Salisbury player. So should be
No
good.
relation to Matt Taylor.
Not that I know of.
Or his sister.
Or his sister.
All the referee gives dodgy decisions in the Prem. No, not him either.
I'm gonna go for a Salisbury 2-0 win because they just keep pulling it out somehow.
Yeah, so I'm going to go for the Salisbury win as well. They're on course for back-to-back promotions. That's what I think. And I'm going to go for Salisbury United win as well. I'll go 3-2.
I'm with David on this. I actually was looking at a 3-2 to Salisbury because it's at home, and Munchie to score the winner
3-2, you said, yeah.
From a set piece.
I'm going to go pretty similar to you guys. Salisbury. I'll go, 2-1, I think. 2-1 Salisbury.
If you've got a projector in your change room, Gatto, play this out. By the way, I know you're watching, so just play this out. We all believe in you, or maybe don't. Maybe just lie to your team and
just put it on the whiteboard. Seb said this. Mark said this. Alessio said this. David said this.
First leg of Adelaide Blue Eagles and Playford City at Marden.
David's on.
You are going up to Marden, going down, going
Across.
side, going across to Marden.
Yeah,
down the hill. At least,
he's up the hill, so it's always going to be down.
Yeah, I guess. No, but it's like down, but side. Well, I guess, yeah. Because he's on a hill. Yeah,
I'm going down in terms of latitude, but in terms of as in height. But I'm going across in a westerly direction.
Yeah.
From my residence.
I'm gonna go for a Playford 2-0, 2-1.
2-1.
I'm going to go for a Blue Eagles win. I'll be honest, I haven't seen either of these teams play this year, which is what's making me a little bit nervous about turning up to a ground I've not been to this year to commentate in a match of two teams playing that I haven't seen this year. But throw me in the deep end and I'll see if I can swim. All that aside, I'm going to go for a Blue Eagles win. I think it would probably be quite a cautious affair. First legs, maybe, there's a lot at stake, but it's not like the outcome's determined in this match. But I think I'll go for a Blue Eagles win, and I'll go for 3-2. It's just the standard scoreline I go for when I'm doing this.
I'm going for a 2-2 draw. Nice and easy. Sit on the fence, 2-2.
Yeah, they played each other a few times this season. I remember one of the first cup games was Blue Eagles beat them 1-0 at home. And then after that, Blue Eagles beat them 4-1 at home in the league. And then they drew 0-0 away at Playford. So they got a good home record against them, Blue Eagles. And I'm going to be interested to see how this game tracks along. I might get along to the second leg if it means that it's going to be a promotion game, depending on what the Burkalla and Salisbury one do, but I think they're actually a lot closer than I thought, especially on their grass pitches. That's where they both play their best football. If you know both the ways that both these teams play, I remember specifically Playford on the artificial were a little bit underwhelming in comparison to when they play on the home pitch or other grass pitches. So on a big pitch like Marden, I think it's going to be a very big game, and I'm going to go Playford 3-2.
Very, very interesting. On to the WMPL finals for week 1. First up is the elimination final. Whoever loses this, their season ends. This one's between Football SA and West Torrens Burkalla. I'm going to go for the game to go into extra time. From there, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to go for
3-2 in 90.
I'm going to go for a Burkalla win.
So
2-0.
In extra time?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what did you say, Mark?
3-2 Burkalla in 90.
I'm going to go for a Burkalla win as well. Saw them a couple of weeks ago. They were playing Flinders, who weren't a side that was on form at the time. But and the first half was quite close, but second half, Burkalla were all class. Applin scored 2 goals that were just awesome from distance, 30-odd yards out in the old money. And I guess I've been less impressed by NTC in the last few weeks in recent form. The recent form is actually quite comparable. There's a number of draws and wins and losses for both sides, but I'm going to go for Burkalla win 3-2.
On to the qualifying final. So the winner of that Football SA Burkalla game will play the loser of Comets versus Inter, which is this game, 3 p.m. this Saturday. I'm going to go for a Salisbury Inter win in 90, 1-0.
I am also going for a Salisbury Inter win in this one. Coming into this game, in the last few league games they had, Salisbury Inter one loss in the last 5, but that was against West Adelaide, whereas Comets have got 2 losses and a draw. So better form coming into this, I think Salisbury Inter have. So I will therefore be selecting them as my nominated winners of this tie, and they will win this game 3-2.
I'll go into 2-0.
Did you all go into the win?
Yeah.
I think we have, yeah.
Jeez. I'm going Comets then.
In what? What's the scoreline in what?
I have faith in Daniel get the girls over the line in 90. Quite tight affair. I'm going to go with 2-1.
Very, very nice. Very interesting games ahead. Finally, on to the men's MPL Week 2 finals, leg 1. Mowbray Jets versus Campbelltown City at Smith Partners Stadium. This is my game with Michael Doyle. Very, very excited. I'm going to go for a Campbelltown 2-0.
Just want to say, before I say my result, we've had Doyle on a couple of weeks now on the comms. He's been excellent. I've really enjoyed listening to him commentate. So it's good that we're getting a few other people. I did actually hear a little bit of Didge as well. And I said Daniel Costello on your game as well. And it's just the guys are good. They're like we've been lucky with getting guys in and doing co-coms, and both of them have been really good. So just wanted to quickly shout that out. But I'm going a 2-2 draw.
Have I been yet?
No.
Okay, I'm going to go for a Campbelltown win in this. I'll go 3-2 winners over Modbury. And look, I don't mean to sound like it's a Lonely Hearts club or anything like that, but I'll be doing a State League 1 game at Marden this weekend all by myself. So if there's any...
At this stage, I mean, you still have opportunity. Like, we could still get other people if they,
Yeah. So if anyone out there thinks they might be interested, well, let me know.
Great venue as well to do it out of. So
I actually I actually haven't been to that ground in a number of years, and I have seen commentary done there, but it was done in the little just up in the main stand. So it'd be my first trip to that ground in quite a while. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm happy to fly solo. All jokes aside, I'm happy to fly solo. I have put the feelers out for asked a few people if they've got availability or whatever. But I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's a smashing wee ground.
Yeah, it's probably one of the closest grounds to me as well. I would have tried to do it if we didn't have a home game, but yeah, it's a great facility as well, and I think they have good pasta on after as well, David. So you're gonna have to review that for us.
Yeah, okay, we'll do. Do I look like the kind of guy who needs more pasta?
I'll go Campbelltown 2-1 in this one.
Mark, did you go?
He did, yeah. He went 2-2 draw.
Okay, cool. Adelaide City versus Metro right after. I'm going to go for a City 2-1 at home with Leai to get on the score sheet.
I think this is my game with Johnny, isn't it?
It is, sorry, yes.
Yeah. It's a 5 o'clock kickoff. I told the missus it was 3 o'clock. Oh.
I've just gotten a message from Johnny as well, saying Adelaide Blue Eagles pasta looked good, so he didn't eat it, and then he followed up by saying, I ate too much and couldn't eat, unfortunately. So I don't know whether he wanted that to be broadcasted, but it has been now. So
it has been now.
At least you know he's watching.
I better let the missus know that's a 5 o'clock kickoff and not 3 o'clock for the game I'm on. But anyway, Adelaide City, Metro. I'm going to 2-2 draw. Again, everything to play for in the second leg.
Johnny ate sausages at halftime. Continue.
I just came back on my memories not long ago about the last time I saw City versus Metro in the finals series, and it was a 1-0 win to Shannon Day free kick. I think it might have been 2018. And I think they're going to go on a similar trajectory, but I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw here at Adelaide City Park.
Oh, cool. That's everyone. Cool.
What does David have?
Oh, did David?
Yeah, I picked. What did I? Oh, maybe I didn't go.
No, you haven't picked the Adelaide City game yet.
Yeah, I thought I had, but maybe I didn't. Okay, I think I'm going to pick Adelaide City in this. They're on just a little bit of a roll. They seem to have their spirits on high, and Leai's just hit a little bit of form, hasn't he? After maybe a slightly slow start, but great to see him and all those fancy goal celebrations and so on. So I'll go for an Adelaide City win, but I don't think it'll be by much. I think it'll just be maybe 2-1. Is that Adelaide City, did we say?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is, yeah. Adelaide City 2-1.
Perfect. Johnny just said Seb is a wonderful person. Those are his exact words. He didn't insult me in any way possible. He said lovely words about me. Well, that's all for the predictions, but because we've got spare time, we can do our awards.
Hey, is that why we're all dressed up?
Yes. Yeah.
I can't hear you, Seb.
I'm saying can you? There we go.
I'm wearing the Dutch national team jersey underneath my my blazer. David, what do you have on as your attire?
I'm maybe showing my age a little bit. I'm wearing the United States, I think it's the away shirt. It's the blue shirt from the 1990 World Cup. It's an original. It still fits me.
Very, very nice. Mark, what do you have for us?
It's just a fitted shirt now, not the box cut they used to be.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I've actually gone for the South African Football Association shirt from the early 90s, and it's not even a real one. It's actually just a dodgy secondhand, or like a what would you call a Bali knockoff.
David knows plenty about those. Alessio, what do you have for us? Looks like some sort of children's shirt.
It's actually not. It actually fits pretty well because we would have got long, like big kits from when we played as well. But this is pretty sure 2017 because this is when Juventus had the one that Drake famously wore as well. But this one was famously worn by yours truly, match worn as well. So that's what I've got on tonight.
Just quickly, David, do you know who Drake is?
Yes, I believe he is a folk singer from the 70s. Nick Drake?
Okay.
No.
Onto the awards. We've got we've got awards. We've got nominees. We'll show nominees, and then I guess we'll decide as a group. We don't know, as what we think the winner is. So the first category of 4 is best scaffold. Those are the nominees. But what will we be picking in the end, boys?
Well,
the caveat for me for Olympic is since they moved it to the other side, the sun comes in your eyes and you can't even see.
True.
I put my vote in for Metro.
I will allow honourable mentions as well. If there's any other grounds that aren't in the nominees, I'll allow honourable mentions.
Cumberland.
Is that technically a scaff?
Yeah, I don't think it's a...
Nah, I think scaffold is probably described as safe railing.
What about
Cobras again? That was just a table next to the runway.
Didn't they have a back of the ute at one stage?
I didn't see that when I was there, but I think they must have. A few people did that. Or Bacala's man on the sidelines recording, I think.
Yeah.
But my vote is for Metro because the main thing is that they have stairs going up. It's not a straight ladder.
True. All true.
Yeah, Adelaide City, because I haven't been to the Metro one and I won't get there until next week, the new one. The Metro old one was terrible.
Yeah, the one next to where like the players come out of.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
be honest next time, Mark. Be honest
mate, it was not a good one. I was saying it. That and do you know what? Actually, right, the other one that always scared me was Bacala when they used to have it on the hill, because you couldn't stand up in it either. They had 2 levels, but you could only sit down on the middle level.
I didn't show you the way that we got up at Cumberland on the weekend, but it was literally a ladder leaning on the side of the building. So
yeah.
I had to take the big box up with no hands. So, yeah. Don't step on the skylight.
To put in my piece, Adelaide City gets marks off because every time I've been there, it's rained. And David can attest to that. Absolutely.
I think it's got to be in the voting as well. Is if you can see the other corner flag, and I don't know if you can from that Adelaide City one. So viewpoint
only if you're on the top level.
Yeah.
But in that case, if you're talking about Metro, you can't see right below you when they make the substitutes, and you can't see the scoreboard either. So you don't know.
Campbelltown, you got a pole in your way as well. So
look at all of these. See, nobody's perfect. We've got to find the best one. Modbury, you can see the whole pitch, but again, no
Modbury, you can see the whole pitch, no scoreboard, and also it's a ladder.
It is a ladder.
The corners get pretty dark in the games as well.
Can do. Campbelltown, you got the pole, but you can see the scoreboard. Is that ladder or stairs? I can't remember.
I think that's stairs.
Ladder.
Ladder.
Stairs. Yeah.
Stairs at Campbelltown.
No, stairs. Yeah, because there's a little gate door thing. It must be stairs.
I quite like the Campbelltown one. I quite like the Campbelltown one.
Yeah.
It's relatively dry.
All the corners.
Yeah.
Olympic, you can see the scoreboard and all the corners. Even on the new sides, you can still see the corners and the.
Yeah.
Campbelltown and Metro Stars both have the nicest view in terms of the backdrop. Does that count for anything? I can't comment on Modbury. I've not been out to Modbury this year. It's the only ground in the NPL I've not been at, so I can't comment on Modbury.
Do Olympic get points off for just being relegated, or?
You can't hammer them twice. They've already been relegated. I don't know.
This is hard. They've all got their pros and cons. Metro for me has height. Modbury.
See, Modbury lose it for me as well because of the power issues. They don't have a power supply. They run it off a battery.
Power and stairs. Power and ladder. So I don't.
Big thing about Campbelltown as well. The buns are right below you. The rolls.
True.
So you have to go down and across the whole place, and then try and make it back before halftime. It's right there.
the thing is, I probably would vote for Campbelltown, but I haven't been there this year, so I don't feel like I can.
But have you been there? Did you go there last year?
I went there quite a few times in the span of a couple of weeks last year.
It's not changed since last year, so you can base it.
It hasn't changed. It's always been. It's been a good one. It's never changed.
Then,
yeah,
I reckon. Oh, but the poll. I forgot about the poll, guys. I forgot about the poll.
And you're a little bit far away from the pitch as well. But
this is hard. We might as well. What are the other grounds? Just out of curiosity, just see if
South
we have
Adelaide.
Powerhouse Knights.
Para Hills, nah.
No, I actually didn't feel safe at the Powerhouse Knights one. That ladder. The ladder wasn't fixed. It was a ladder and it wasn't fixed.
Croatia would, but it's not a scaffold.
It's not a scaffold. It's got to be a scaff. Croydon's not a scaff.
Yep.
Service
Croatia would
not a
win.
scaff.
No,
it
it's
is.
a scaff on the far
Service
side.
event is a scaff.
There is, yes. But
I was
for
gonna
the normal
mention it,
league
but-
games we use it. That's always a good one.
But
No one's
should
really
we?
home ground.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's not really a.
Yeah. And it should be
It
one of the
has no
best
heritage-
considering
no
the
heritage
FSA
around
offer it. They got to set this up. They got to set the
Metros
example.
is quite good because the way it's like pretty padded and it's almost waterproof and there's not.
Too high,
It's
though.
like always.
I struggle with oxygen when I get up there.
See, this
And
is
it
harder
shakes
than
in
I
the
thought
wind.
it was going to be.
Yeah.
I think Campbelltown would win
Beergrad,
without the poll. Beergrad,
but that's a ladder.
it is a ladder.
I haven't
feel like
been on their one this
ladders
year.
is automatically points off.
Mm.
I really like Campbelltown, but the poll's really what puts that a lot down for me. If not,
Where's
then
the pole? Where's the pole? Though?
On the
It's
halfway
the
line.
halfway line. It's a light pole.
Right. Doesn't really obscure your view, though, does it?
No, as long as
Campbelltown
the ball doesn't go behind the pole, it's fine. If it's just played in one end of the pitch, it's all right.
I think it's Campbelltown for me. I like the setup. It's a fixed stairs. It's not a ladder. It feels safe. There's the view. The backdrop is lovely. You've got that big Jonah tally stand at the right hand side. It feels you've got a bit of privacy because I don't like being in the crowd, if you like. So you've got a bit of privacy. You can hide away. I think it might be Campbelltown for me, to be honest. But that's not to say that the others are no good. And those who have purpose-built media boxes, I mean, that's what we want, really, isn't it? So it's all very well saying.
It definitely is. But we're just doing the scaff just because most of the time we're working from the scaff.
Okay, I think
For me, I'm with Dave.
so
For me, it's either
automatic.
Campbelltown or Olympic.
So automatic honourable mentions for Croatia and Croydon for both having
Oh yes,
rooms, but it's unfortunate they don't qualify.
yeah.
We'll
get to the point where we're doing a media. It'll be the media box award, not a scaffold
Yeah,
award.
I reckon Campbelltown for me then too.
Yeah,
But get rid of it's an 8 out of 10, but get rid of that poll, and I think it's a 10.
I said for me, Campbelltown or Olympic.
Alessio,
I was going to say Campbelltown or Metro, but if we're mostly going Campbelltown, then I reckon they've got the award.
winner Campbelltown wins best scaffold. There's nothing really else other than just a clap. Cool. Number 2 is one man's area of expertise, Mr. Talbot. It's goalkeeper of the year.
Oh, it's our.
Got a bit of power. Lloyd's takes. Oh, what a save! That could have been absolutely wonderful ball.
Dummied again. It's Bailey O'Neill, edge of the box. Was he fouled? Referee says no. Johnny Yule! Good save from Oshinham, though.
Corner comes in. When he gets to the edge of the box for the goal scorer of this one so far. Good save by Cam. Out wide left, Laurie Latanzio makes his way into the box, having the shot. Another good save just to keep it out of that bottom right-hand corner.
I'm so elated. Come on, girl. Give it to me, baby.
Everybody loves a bit of Rick James, and everybody loves a bit of Mark Talbot. Mark, what is? Or should we go first? We'll let the expert go last.
Well, I'm not the expert, but just as before we award it, it is a shout out to TJ Goalkeeping Australia for actually we have at the start of the season we decided on this award, and Tassie was happy to jump on and actually give us a prize for our Goalkeeper of the Year award. So I will have that ready for whoever we decide gets the award. So thank you to TJ Goalkeeping Australia for that. And I'm certainly no expert, that's for sure. But we've got some great nominations. And to be honest, we could give it to any of them. To be honest, they've all been excellent this season. And we've obviously got to find the pros and cons and work out who gets it.
Okay. So Ryan Neild, Josh Kavanagh, Vincent Barbaro, Cody Ostrike, and Dakota Oxenham. I think my vote is for Ryan Neild, purely based on consistency. Because Josh Kavanagh didn't play consistently over the season, but he was definitely an early shout for it, I think.
He was my odds-on favourite up until he got injured. And then obviously that injury curtailed his season, but he was outstanding in that first half of the season.
My vote will go to Vinny Barbaro for Raiders. Young keeper, probably not blessed with as much height as some of the other ones as well, but some of his saves this season have been superb, getting some big points for Raiders as well. And keeping someone like John Solari out of the team. I mean, at the start of the season, you might have thought maybe they're going to battle it out, but if you look at the stats, I reckon he probably played at least 80% of the games.
He missed the first few, didn't he? I think Solari was in for the first few games, I reckon.
David,
but he had an outstanding season as well.
I actually forgot all about Josh Kavanagh. He had a phenomenal game. One game I was at Beograd. I actually forgot all about him. So he got injured and
he got injured and missed the whole second half of the season, just about.
Yeah. Who were the nominees again, Seb? Sorry. You haven't got them up.
Ryan Neild, Josh Kavanagh, Vincent Barbaro, Cody Ostrike, and Dakota Oxenham.
Yeah, everything you're saying about Barbaro was right as well, and keeping Solari out of that first 11 is no mean feat as well. Solari won, didn't he? Wasn't he goalkeeper of the year last year in State League 1 when they came up? So Solari's a quality keeper, and Barbaro's kept him out. Difficult to look past that. Oxenham, I remember, had a couple of really good games when I went out to see City. There's a phenomenal photograph that Antonis Pagonis took of Dakota Oxenham at full stretch, which I thought summed his season up a little bit. But yeah, maybe Barbaro. Who are the other goalkeepers? I can't even think.
Mark, we'll go on to you. What is your general final? I guess whatever your vote is, it counts for two, to be honest.
For me, Kavanagh was odds on at the start of the year. Like I said, it had an absolute cracker. I thought Oxenham's start to the season wasn't his best. I expect a lot more from him, and I've told him that before. Outstanding keeper, but I just think the second half of the year he was a lot better than the first half. And he was starting to find the form that he had when he won Goalkeeper of the Year a couple of years ago. Barbaro just went under the radar. He missed Solari played the first 3 games, and then he came in at round 4 and didn't relinquish his spot after that. So he's had an outstanding season. Another player I think that's probably gone under the radar is Ostrike at Metro. He's had a great season coming into a new team, new league. And I mean, Metro have finished top of the table. So he's had a great season with some great saves. And the other one for me, obviously, is Ryan Neild, who cup run finals, he's been Mr. Consistent for me all year. He's had an outstanding year. So for me, it's either I think of Neild, Barbaro, or Ostrike, to be honest. that'd be my three that it comes down to out of the group, due to obviously extenuating circumstances like injury and like I said with Oshinem, I just think he didn't start as well as what he finished.
Well, there has to be one mark, so it doesn't really help. My vote will go to.
So you've gone
Ryan
for
Neild.
Ryan Neild.
Yeah.
Look,
I've gone Barbaro.
Yep. David, did you go Barbaro in the end?
Yes. It's very close. It's just very close.
So your vote counts for 2, Mark. So it's basically between Neild and Barbaro, and it's your vote, the goalkeeper, to decide it.
And look, for me, I'm actually, I know exactly what Alessio's saying, but for me, I'm going Ryan Neild this year. I think he's been Mr. Consistent. He was big in the cup run as well, and he's had a great season. He came in last year. Settled over last season, and this year really stepped it up. So for me, it's Ryan Neild of Mudbury Jets.
Congratulations to Ryan Neild, winner of goalkeeper of the year. Well done, good job. Also, there's 2 more awards left. If you guys have any more ideas of awards after our main ones, I'm more than happy to hear them out. We'll do them off the cuff. But we've still got 2 ones with special little fancy presentations left. So next one is a big one, is a contentious one. It's none other than the goal of the year.
Oh.
Do we want to watch it and talk over it, or do you just want to let the video play?
Let the video play, and then might have to do both actually.
And play it again. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll let it play, and then we'll watch it and let it play again. Okay. Very well. Goal of the year.
Barbara Streisand. Earlier on, but this corner comes in to your post. Tries to flick it on, and that's a cracker! What a goal! What a beauty! Oh, fantastic stuff. And it's been knocked in by Adam Martinello, who must have learned all of his football tricks and so on from my DVDs. That is a beauty. What a finish, an overhead kick. Barbara Streisand. He's in the middle if Cockgrove can find her, but she might go herself. Oh, that's a tremendous goal by Cockgrove. Barbara Streisand.
Aaron Hills. Conan might try his luck. Oh my! This is unbelievable. 4-3, and we have a game in this one.
Tansley is up for the challenge, but here comes Jack King. Bundy is Chris Raiders on the counter. It's 2v2. And they sit it back quick. Jack King Bunn, what a shot! My goodness me! Oh, you can't teach that sort of stuff. Oh, Chris Raiders at level. It's 1-1. My goodness me, what a counter attack! I'll have to sit down. A little bit tense out there too. He's turning in with the ball into the middle. Kamara with his back to goal. Feeds it to Chipali, who shoots, and it's a goal on the edge of the box with about 5 minutes to go, and that could be it.
Well, 6-4 to Adelaide City, so the Lions really made a contest of it at least.
Francesca looks to go from distance. Francesca!
What a finish!
Unbelievable from the captain. Pick that one out.
Through ball. Can Stir get back in this? A great opportunity. Does he? Oh, there we go! Stir find it for a third time to get themselves in with a chance.
Maybe ends up raring to go. There's also excited to get him on the path, but they see doing quite well without him at the moment.
And set in, and what a goal!
What did I tell you, Nicholas Booker, World Cup? This is what he does. And he's produced another classic here for us, ahead of us.
I don't think I've heard.
Quickly with a lovely little touch. What a goal to round it out. A lovely little volley, just a deft little touch to flick it through for the free kick.
Well done by Karas just to slow it down for the time being, but Adelaide City will still look to counter. That one looking at long range. Oh my goodness! Something out of nothing for Adelaide City. And it's a wonder goal to draw them level.
That wouldn't have been much fun for those people who are listening and not watching.
if you were listening, the video will be out on social media soon. But also, if you're able, just go back and watch it.
There's some great goals, wasn't there? Oh, what a season!
Plenty of nominations. I started out with a very small list, and then everybody started chiming in, and then it got bigger and bigger. So I don't really know where we start with this. To be honest, this is probably the biggest conversation.
Yeah, do you know what's funny about that is how many of those are actually official goal of the weeks from the federation that get voted on? I don't think there's many of those were actually voted as goal of the week.
So yeah, so obviously to look for them, I had to go back and refresh my memory. A lot of these were nominees. A lot of these, I don't think many of these will win. I think maybe Connaughton against Adelaide United was a winner.
Yeah.
Alex Rideouts against Bucco's might have been a winner. Alex Rideouts wasn't even a nominee.
No, I forget with Bucco because he just seems to score goals like that. So I just can kind of forget which ones are which for him these days.
Did Francesco win with that goal against Metro? I don't think he did.
I don't think he did.
I don't remember making the graphics. I don't think he did.
I think Diamantis won it that week.
Maybe, yeah. Guiardo didn't win with that goal against Juni either. Quigs might have won it with that touch in.
Yeah.
I don't think Jai King Byrne won. Hamish McCabe didn't win. Cotgrove might have won.
I do like that Hamish McCabe goal just quietly. That little, just enough rolled out the feet and then just a nice little curler to the far post. That was nice.
Well, like we said, what I'll do is I'll play the video again, of course, without audio, and we'll watch it together. And I guess we'll just sort of reflect on them all. Just to sort of, I guess.
I think I've already picked my winner actually from that.
Okay. All right. Well, okay.
First goal.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, first goal. Adam Martinello, bicycle kick. I suppose we'll just go through and say yes or no. Is this a contender? I think so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
You don't agree, Mark? You don't. I don't feel like you.
No. It is definitely definitely a contender.
You don't seem very confident about it. Alex Rideout versus Mowbray Jets. I put this in mainly for the assist and touchdown.
Oh yeah, it's just quality pass, quality touch.
I would not have it in.
I wouldn't have it in.
Not in the final section. Not in the final selection. No. Are we looking at what, a top four? Yeah,
it's
top
not
4 or 5.
It's not as good as Martinello's, is it?
No.
I wouldn't have that one in either. I think the Guajardo one City is better.
I reckon I would have that one in. These are going quickly. Where is it? This one, in or no? A yes and a no so far, Mark and David?
No.
No? All right.
Because I think they're better.
Yeah.
I should mark these out, actually. Okay, this is the McCabe goal. I would say this is a yes for me. No, Alessio? You disagree? Even the celebration as well?
Yeah, I don't know. My goal of the week,
I do like that goal, but
I do like it. But my goal of the year, they have to be like in corners or smashed.
That is in a corner. That's top right.
No,
is it not?
No, it's falling in the middle. Look, by the time it gets in there, not high enough for me. I'm sorry. No for me.
He's setting some high standards. There's nothing wrong with that.
So it's a yes and a no, Mark.
I'll say yes because it was actually one of the ones I originally picked out.
Okay. David.
I would say it's a contender, but I don't think it's as good as some of the others. I would actually not. We're trying to whittle it down, right? So in whittling it down, that's not as good as Martinello's or Jai King Burns or the Francesca one.
So we know his top three. We know his top three.
We haven't gotten there yet, David. Calm down.
Sorry.
Yeah. There's 2 no's and 2 yeses there, so you can put that as a.
Put as a no.
Okay, put it as a no. Next goal is Harrison Conant versus Adelaide United. I'm going to say absolutely a yes.
Yes,
yeah,
for
I'd
me.
say yes as well. See, this is top bins. Yeah. And the smash on it as well.
You're backed off him,
the fact that he had to beat 2 players as well. This is a yes for me.
Yeah, me too.
The fact that he's had to travel 60 yards with it, and then still pick a spot, and he's put that not as high as top bins, but for me, like the fact that he's had to carry it that far and then still the energy to then hit it like that.
He actually initially collected that inside his own box.
Hang on, let's just say a maybe.
But because how many have we got so far? We have the Martinello one.
We've only got 3.
Including this one?
But we're trying to whittle it down anyway, so if you've got any doubt, don't include it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. So we have the Martinello one, the Conant one. What else?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Could find its way near the bottom. I'm gonna go no for now, but you guys.
So
say
yes, no, Mark and David.
Yes, for me, definitely, 100%.
Yes, for me. I said that.
Okay, so it stays in for now.
Yes.
Next up is James Polly for Olympic versus South Adelaide.
The moment is big, but again,
probably not for me.
Yeah.
No for me.
Yeah.
But the moment, moment
it's
definitely
a no for me as well. Like
the moment is massive. But yeah.
Next up is Jesse Francesca's goal. This one is a yes for me.
Yes for me.
I'd say it's a yes as well.
It's a yes from me. You're going to Hollywood.
All right. Next up is Kaylee Wakeling in that 6-6 against Adelaide City. This is a yes for me, also because of the moment as well. It's a good chip.
It's a yes for now, yeah.
I don't know, because the moment's up, but it wasn't the 6-6 one.
Yeah, it is. Oh, you mean the goal that it didn't make it 6-6?
Yeah. I'm harsh. I'm going to say no.
Okay, Mark.
What have we got? 2 yeses so far?
2 yeses and 1. We should have had 5 on, to be honest, to make it to get deciding votes.
Look,
I think the Russell goal that we just watched earlier in the fixtures, I reckon is better than that from the weekend.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay.
The way she came on to hit it, I think so as well.
So we're saying no?
We're saying no.
Okay. This goal is a no. Next up is Mark Marino versus Croydon.
That's a yes for me. That he meant that all day long. I don't care what anyone says. There's no way.
That's a terrible cross. It's a no from me.
I know he meant.
You look at the way he hits that. He didn't hit that as a cross. You look at if you look at the body shape. You look at the way he hit that. That's not a cross.
That's a terrible cross.
He's looked up and gone. There's no one there. For me. That's a shot all day.
I can see his aim for it, but I'm saying poor keeping has made it a bit better than it should have been.
I'm saying a no.
I'm saying a no as well.
I'm saying a no because I think it's a bad cross.
So bad that ended up in a goal with David.
Next up is Nicholas Bucco against Campbelltown at Steve Woodcock. This is a yes for me.
Yeah, it's a yes for me.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's a yes as well. The curl on it as well. It's not just one of those lofted ones. Like he's proper put a bit of whip on that. Yeah, I'll go yes.
Next up is Quiggs with this lovely little touch in. This is a definite yes for me.
It's a yes for me too. I was at that. It was the way the ball came in. She had her back to the balls that came in, and then it's a yes for me. Sorry, you're
It's
flicking all over the
a
place.
no from me.
I'll go a yes.
Stays in. And finally is Valeria Guiardo against Adelaide Uni.
This is a yes from me.
This is a yes, absolutely.
Did she mean that?
Yeah, yes, of course. Yes, of course she did, Mark.
You guys question my decision on Marino. I'm just doing the same thing.
Look how
sorry.
Keeper is at the start of it. You can tell she's going to do it as soon as she sees the keeper. Look at the keeper is. If it gets to her, she's like, "Well, this keeper is not getting back in time."
Yeah, she's not putting that ball in. She's not putting that ball in. That is a shot on goal. Absolutely.
That's a terrible cross.
All right, so
terrible
we've got
three
1,
ball.
2, 3,
Too
4,
hard to
5,
strike
6,
it again
7,
at
on,
the end.
7 on the list.
So
7
we
on the
have
list.
Adam Martinello's bicycle kick.
Conant against Adelaide United.
Connants,
Francesca.
King Burns, Francesca, Bucco, Quigley,
and
Guiardo.
Top 3 will go down to now.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say you have to have the Martinello. We haven't seen a bicycle kick the rest of the, well, at least in the ones we've got ahead of us here. There's no other similar goal to that.
So
and it's a clean connection. It's no Wayne Rooney shin either. So I'm going to say the Martinello's got to be top 3.
Yeah, Martinello has to be in there.
We'll do 3-2-1 votes. All right. So, all right. So out of those 7, 3. So 3 means most. So 3 is best. 1 is, if that makes sense. So it's based on
3
points.
points, 2 points, and 1 point.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm giving my 3 to Martinello.
I'm writing this down.
Are we picking for both genders or separating them?
Yeah.
Across entirely.
Okay. The 3 for me is Jai King Byrne because he picked that ball up in his own penalty box and just kept going. He still hit it from 35 yards out in the old money. So Jai King Byrne for me, I think, is my 3.
All right. I think I've got. Oh, do I have my votes? I've got my goal. I'm stuck with my 3rd place. 3rd place for me is between Quiggs and Martinello. 2nd place is Guiardo. Sorry, yeah, 2nd place, and then my 3 points go to Harrison Conant.
Yeah, I reckon just put like our names and then say like 3 points and then a goal. And then 2 points, and then our goals for that. 1 point, and our goals for that, and see which goal has the most points.
Yeah.
What are the 7 that left? Sorry, Martinello. What are the 7 that left? Sorry.
Martinello, Conant, Kingburn, Francesca, Bucco, Quigley, and Guiardo.
Do you want my 3, 2, 1?
Yes, please.
Just do your 3 first. Do all our 3s first.
All right, Francesca.
So, Francesca for Mark, Conant for Seb. Do you want me to write them down, Seb?
No, I'm doing it.
Okay.
So Francesca for Mark.
You had Conant, Seb. David has Kingburn. And I have Martinello for 3.
Okay.
Now for 2, what's yours, Seb?
So my 2 was Valeria Guiardo.
My 2 is Martinello.
My 2 is also Martinello.
My 2 is Francesca.
Okay. And then my 1 is Quiggs.
My 1 is also Quigley.
My 1 is Kingburn.
My 1 is Guajardo.
Okay. So that's everything. That's all them voted.
Yeah.
Okay. So in 3rd place, it's Jai King Burn, 3rd best goal of the year.
Rubbish.
So Jai King Burn, 3rd
How many
best goal
points?
of the year, with 4. And then
So only I gave him 3 points. He only got one other point.
correct.
Bloody hell! I'm having another drink of wine.
Then second place was Jesse Francesca with 5 points. And then the winner by a mile is Adam Martinello with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points. And I didn't even vote for him. So
yeah, exactly. It's pretty close to Francesco.
Yeah.
5 and 7. Yeah.
Adam Martinello wins our goal of the year. Well done. We did
Just
that.
about got it in the last couple of rounds as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Final proper award unless you guys have more to think up of afterwards on the cuff. Is a big one. It's game of the year. We'll just go through them basically.
Or any that you have. Yeah. So anyone like ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, here are the nominees.
Yeah, here are the main ones.
Murray on the end of it. It's Murray! The top corner! And Joshua Murray stamped his name into today's game to get his second. And what a goal! And that's a really clever ball out to the right-hand side to Tessie Mitchell. This might be it. Mitchell with the cross. Burnett, it's gone in! It's gone in! Mitchell has scored! And West Adelaide are going to win the 2024 WMPL and WSL Cup.
For a fact, he's been here for quite a while as a part of the SAJSA Championship. So,
Oh, the header! Oh my! It's 4-4! This is unbelievable! And this is football! Abu Hussein getting on the score sheet. Lovely ball from Trimboli. Basasa is one-on-one. Just needs to finish. Basasa! 3-2 in the derby. And it's that young man once again.
Sturt back on the attack. Can they get around? Does well. On a right! And the equaliser! Football, I love you! 6 goals! Football, I love you! Sturt have equalised with 6 minutes to go! It's Ryan White! He scored second time round! It's 4-4 here at Smith Partner Stadium! 4 minutes of regulation time to go!
Needs the option. Does take it. Ball in. Just needs to hit it. And he's offside. That's the winner.
He's been given onside. He's okay. Yes, Woodman has scored. What drama. Football, I love you.
And so we heard football, I love you a few times in there.
Twice.
He's in love with the game, Mark.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna start. For me, there's two. There's two for me. It's the
you're gonna go the Sturt game and the Para Hills game.
Correct.
That's what I would say.
The 4-4.
I would say the same, especially some of the goals as well for the Para Hills one specifically. But yeah,
Mark and David, what do you think?
I'm with you on that Sturt and the Para Hills game.
Absolutely, both. The Sturt game I was at with Johnny was phenomenal, and the Para Hills Adelaide United game that you did was also in.
Yeah, I guess the thing, it probably really comes down to Alessio and Mark, because me and David both, I guess, have bias of being there. I do think both games are amazing, but I got to experience the 4-4 firsthand, and it was brilliant. As was, I'm sure, was the 6-6 for David.
Yeah. And don't forget, coming into that game that Sturt hadn't scored in about 6 or 7 weeks. They hadn't scored a single goal, never mind won a game or even drawn a game. But
I don't think I've ever seen a 6-6 either. I've seen 4-4s before, and clearly it happened again after. So
what happened the week before?
Yeah.
Well, before, sorry.
It was the week before, and then the week after that, they lost 4 after that, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to the Sturt game for me then. 6-6, never seen it before.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think, like I said, we saw the 4-4s the week before and things like that. I think the 6-6 is just something else. And as Dave said, Sturt hadn't scored in 6 or 7 games, hadn't got a result, and then to go and get a 6-6 draw in that weather too, it I think just pips it for me. Sorry, Seb.
No, I'm completely fine with that. They were both good games. Sturt 6-6 Adelaide City game of the year. Very, very good. David.
Probably wouldn't get too many votes from Adelaide City folk, would it? But
well, you'll notice in the video I put the logo of like the winning team in it. But for that one, I put the Sturt logo mainly because it's probably a lot better for them. So, same with the Adelaide Hills ones. I sort of tended to put the team that sort of probably had the better night.
Won the game or
end up being a draw. Yeah.
Actually, I hadn't noticed until I watched this as well that goal that Frank Basassa scored. He takes Katsuyoshi Kimishima out in the process of scoring. He levels him.
He does. It is. Where is it?
Have you got it there, Seb? For the listeners, for the people who don't have video, have you got it there? Here it is. You're bang.
Well, that's the main bit of our awards done. Any extras anybody wants to hand out, or any categories that we can hand out?
Best international commentator.
Best kit.
Well,
we'll do a kit special, aren't we?
We've got the kits next week, Alessio. Don't you worry. We got a whole time plan for that.
The only other one I was thinking of that actually just came to me was probably the funniest moment, where obviously we just saw Kimishima getting taken out by his own player there. We had the in the Women's Cup final where the ball got booted out of the goalkeeper after the goal scored and it smashed their own player in the head.
Oh yeah. We had before the WM. No, was it during the WMPL game? The sprinklers came on and they started hitting the benches in the faces.
Yes, that's right.
There was a game. It was the game. The WMPL.
They all ran under the dugout.
Yep.
The lights went out at FK Beergrad. The lights went out, and the sprinklers came on.
The sprinklers
and they broke into the gardener's box to turn them off.
The lights in the second half of the South Adelaide game I was on with
the other week.
They didn't come on. Second half they went out.
That happened a couple of times there. Them getting their pitch shut down. Not a funny moment, but it was a moment nonetheless.
Is that funny? What else?
I'm sure there was a game. I don't know. I don't know if it was when I was playing. I don't know if it was when I was playing or when I was doing, but I swear there was one we had to wait for the referee in the toilet before the second half started. I don't know if that was when I was playing or when I was commentating, but it was definitely one. I swear.
We could just have David and Johnny's Burkalla Flinders broadcast as a whole.
Oh jeez, it was just that moment where the table fell and the monsters came in.
No, there was that. There was the Canadians.
Oh, some of the State League One broadcast venues and some of the comments from the cameraman as well.
Correct.
That's pretty funny. Burkalla one, the Cobras one.
There's been some great moments this year.
Play for the last game of the season with Johnny.
But yeah, there's a few
more for next week.
Absolutely. Anything else before we wrap up?
Not from me.
No, I'll reach out to Ryan Nield as well and organise that with Tassie as well.
Perfect.
So if he's not listening, he'll start listening for next season.
Absolutely. Now we're at the end of the show. You know, we're under time constraints. We can't fit everything in. So we're bringing in a new segment for this week.
What are you doing here? Johnny Kecko? What do you mean the regular season's over? He's hosting a grand final show. I guess I'll see you guys there.
Short for space. Nice short for space for one night and one night only. Short for space. It probably will never return.
I like that. I like that segment, mate. We should keep that every week. Short for space.
Yeah, not like we're infringing on anything else at all. Yes, of course, Johnny's grand final show, which I think we'll all be at.
Yes.
Very much looking forward to it. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Make sure you watch it.
Wednesday the 4th of September.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know yet. But something like that. Yes, but short for space. Is that what is it called? I don't remember what I called. Is that short for space? Was that what, is that what I called it? It will never return. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Anything else finally?
Guys. Just thanks for dressing up for the awards night.
As well. Absolutely. It was a wonderful.
Make sure everybody heads out to the games as well. Obviously, only you got 6 in the men's and obviously 3 in the women's. 3 in the women's, yeah. And then promotion
plus obviously the promotion one, yeah.
So 3 in the women's, 6 in the men's. So it means that all those games should have a lot of people out. There's only a few to pick from. And yeah, see you guys on the weekend.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. To everyone who listens, thank you to you 3 for joining me every week as always. And we look forward to the weekend and next week to discuss what has happened. We cheersing? Is that what's happening?
Cheers.
Well, I don't have a drink this week, so I'll sign off as I do every week.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
See you, folks.
See ya.
I just hit top bins, 1-2 touch, yeah, we're locked in. I got the skills to make the girls sing, and the geezers too, yeah, we're doing this thing.